My name is Jeanette Reyes. I am mother of Diego Daniel Armenta and of Juan Ulises Diaz. This is another video on good faith. I have medical conditions. I am very affected. Hundreds of crimes and thousands of injustices have affected me, have affected my family for way too long. It's been very unjustified what treason against our birth records and what conspiracies and cheating against our rights. But the fact is that we are completely innocent of, to, for, from, and in absolutely everything. And what is extremely disappointing is that it keeps on happening. A variety of people keep on taking advantage of circumstances, either to very suspiciously possibly create situations that affect us or against our rights, or impossible racism. I mean, there's no way I can answer on behalf of the ones at fault. Sometimes assumptions are very justified based on how things happen. Regarding the San Eli Supermarket-Fabens Tx branch here in Texas, it keeps on happening. I don't speak just to speak. In this video that I will post and make public with righteous cause in defense of the corresponding grievances and complaints, has very important details. It hasn't been one time, it hasn't been 2 times, it hasn't been 3 times. It has been multiple times throughout several years that as a consumer, as a customer, as a woman, as a human with medical conditions, I have been put through a lot of injustice. Consumer rights are important, and regardless of whether if you're paying with debit or with credit or with cash or with coins or with what they call that food stamp, CBT, Lone Star card, as long as it's currency, I mean, it's money. We've been a struggling family for way too long. It's public of how we're still struggling with a lot of injustices still affecting us, but we still have rights. And I've been put through too much as a mother. Both my sons also, because of the situations that have been what seems very malicious, racist, and intentional against me, against us as a family, including when we have to go do our grocery shopping. And sometimes it's a few items, other times it's carts full of groceries. But I have medical conditions. We have either situations of limited transportation, limited fuel. As it is, I was forced by circumstances to have to depend, and it took multiple complaints for me to get assistance, including of that Lone Star ABT food stamps of assistance. But either way, it's a form of currency, and that doesn't justify absolutely in any way, shape, or form for any correspondence or through purchases for people to take advantage. That is abusive. It hasn't been just one time. It has been numerous times throughout the years. And how management has directed concerns towards me, I am so affected. I am so offended. I mean, this surpasses discrimination, and I explained the following. I have numerous times told them and explained to them I have medical conditions. There have been circumstances where they get upset if I call it to their attention of concerns that need immediate attention, that affect them, that affect either employees or the store or other customers. They get upset if I defend my consumer rights, if there's, for example, regarding purchases, because we're a struggling family, I try to be as wise shopper as possible. So I practically depend on reduced items, on discounted items, on sales, sometimes on clearance, and I'm comparing brands to see what's the most food I can accommodate with whatever funds we may have available to us to make it through the month food-wise, for example. And with other purchases as well, a variety of miscellaneous items. But there's been not one, not two, not three. There's been a lot of situations throughout the years that have been completely mishandled. I feel it's on purpose. I have a variety of medical conditions, a lot of trauma, including PTSD, and as it is, for example, when I go to the store, we get overworked because we usually go with a long list, sometimes on foot, sometimes on a vehicle, sometimes we get a ride, but it takes us a long time through the store to get the items that we need, based on circumstances. But regardless of whether it's with a little bit of items or with a lot of items, we shouldn't be put through discrimination, through swearing, through injustices. That's so unprofessional, that's so abusive. Sometimes it's matters of just $1, of $2, sometimes 50 cents, sometimes 30 cents. But then other times like $5, $8, $10. The most recent was like $14.44, probably a little bit more. Variety of times. For example, when there was a severe mold situation, I had to be constantly insisting because through some of the food products that we purchased and bought, that was like bringing mold into our home that caused a spread of mold that we took quite a long time to fight, and we're still struggling. And we had lost a variety of food items because they have to buy through, excuse me, it's because today was another situation. I'm so affected. Try to calm down. It took more money, more items, more effort for me to handle a situation that they caused and created, for example, of spreading mold through some other items. And they were aware of it because several times I called it to their attention. And some of the responses that some of the employees and the management they have here locally in Fabens, some of the stuff they would tell me was like, oh, pues, we've already told the managers. Oh, but it seems they don't care. Or the times that I ask who's in charge, who should I refer to, they say, no, pues we can't tell you. No, pues we don't know. No, we can't tell you. Like, what type of response is that? Or the times that I've left messages, they never respond to messages. When I've told a variety of people, they just listen me. They listen, or it seems like they just hear me, but I don't know if they care. Sometimes some things with prices get attended, other times not. Sometimes some concerns within the store get attended, other times not. Numerous times we have been affected, and it seems as if the situations have gotten worse and worse. Because I have medical conditions and they trigger, for example, situations of PTSD. It's very disrespectful of ones that laugh at me. Like, this has been ongoing, recurring several years already, to a point where it's got to be conspiratory. I consider this extremely serious situation. Possible criminal charges should be against the ones purposely giving me a hard time or retaliating against me, because I have stood for my consumer rights, and because I have publicly reported in the past that there was possible conspiracy against this branch of San Eli Supermarket store, branch of Fabens, Texas. But it's obvious as if no one cares. Instead of doing something about it, they give me a harder time through my purchases. As a customer, as a consumer, as a woman, as a citizen with disabilities, that I'm very affected. And it's painful as it is for me to have to go through the store to walk, but I try to be as cautious as possible with my purchases, with sales, write them down and so forth. But it's come to the point where sometimes they don't honor sales and discounts. They don't. There have been some situations where they did not refund me money. They've been very upset the times they had to refund some sort of like food stamps, DBT, loan benefits back on the card. But like in cash money or debit, they don't. It could be whether it's $1 or $5. Money is money. I mean, we've been through the situations that there's some times where I had to beg for charity or to get food to feed my sons, to feed myself. The times that I was denied including food stamps, and that I was denied proper procedures and compensations regarding the hundreds of crimes and thousands of injustices that we've been put through. And a lot of people have taken advantage with the matters that have been, for example, the treason against our birth records and more matters. And with that of several of us in my family, that several of us look alike, but we're different people. If among the several of us be possibly some that be dishonorable, well, I'm innocent. But if there were confusions or misunderstandings, or if by all means possibly any of them have recurred in a very dishonorable and despicable way to abuse of alike people or people that look like us against us, and to cheat circumstances that have occurred, in my humble opinion, I believe that's even criminal. People in the Fabens, Texas community and in other surrounding areas and across the border, for example in areas of Chihuahua, please pay attention to pricing. I feel so much pressure because I don't know if other people have said something or if no one says anything other than us. It feels so abusive, so conspiratory. It feels so like on purpose, so retaliation, and separate from all the other things that are affecting us. It's so abusive that it seems as if every time I have to go to the store, almost every time something happens. Either there's a sale or a discount not being honored, or sometimes there's a price that is incorrect, and it's very, very suspicious. It's as if someone on purpose were conspiring against what people or person is in charge of doing the price information. I don't know what the procedure in the store is called, but when they mark the prices of what an item is supposed to cost, whether a regular price or on sale or a discount or on clearance, it is obvious that there is possible conspiracy against what person or what people are doing the marking of the prices. There's gotta be something that's going on, that is happening. But whatever their issues or revolts they have amongst the stores or amongst the employees, because it's obvious, there's like, you can feel the tension, the hostility, and it's come to a point so despicable and so dishonorable that, say, as an example, because I walk slow sometimes, well, most of the time, and if I have a very long list that I stretch out as much as items as I can, because it's limited, the transportation, and because of my health, the times that we could go to the store based on other factors. But some of our purchases are pretty big. But regardless of whether with that Lone Star ABT card or with money or with debit, it's still a purchase. And consumer rights are important. It's come to the point where, and I'm saying the truth, today was another situation that is extremely concerning, very indignating and upsetting. Say for example, if it takes me 1 or 2 hours inside the store, is because sometimes I get a lot of items and I have to be checking on the prices, on the sales, and trying to manage the budget of my funds to make it last through the month, because we hardly have rides or means to do constant trips to the store. But either way, my personal life should not affect, nor in any way should they use that against me, because their responsibility is to do their job correctly, to respect customers, to respect consumer rights, to honor the prices. And I get a bunch of attitude if I have to tell them when a price is wrong. Some get upset. The assistant manager was swearing at me today. He even walked out on me while I had to go, and as usual, tell him wrong on multiple prices. I mean, I had to whistle for someone to attend through assistant management, because it just walk off on me through the aisles. I get upset if a price is wrong. I mean, and variety of items were addressed and they were very mad, which I don't see. It came to a point where I have to be firm. I have to raise my tone of voice. It is abusive from the ones that is as if they take it against me, being very upset if a price is wrong, or if they have to do either a deduction or a correction or a change. But it's their job. They are the employees. It is their responsibility. So why should they retaliate or take it against me? Or why should they put so much pressure on me, on my younger son, and usually my older son, that he's even more sensitive of his health. Sometimes he has to wait outside, so it's like the wait time for him is even longer. I mean, both of my sons are being affected also, directly and indirectly. I am being affected. Our mental health is important. And pain, this is painful. As it is, I walk into a store sometimes with pain as it is already. And then having to go through the overexert by the time I finish my grocery shopping. On top of that, like having to practically do their job for them, or times that they doubt us, I have to go walk, and instead of them moving, like actually walking to go check and verify their errors, because they get so upset and they don't want to do the proper discounts, they don't want to honor the proper sales. They get so upset, they get so mad, and it's been ongoing. It's come to the point that it's been so despicable and dishonorable. It's the second time, probably a third time, that they removed the paper. The local store, when there's, for example, a sale, there's like a specific announcement, a sale. It says the brand of the item, bit of information, the sale price, etc. Well, they've removed it. They've removed it behind us. And I'm a person that I try to put as much attention as possible to details. And they've played several fast ones, as the saying goes. They've played multiple fast ones on me. And I'm as honest as possible. I've been through a lot, and I've been defamated, hurt, retaliated against. We were conspired against. I've been through a lot of false accusations of people that framed me and falsely accused me of horrible things, including what against my birth records and through other circumstances. But all along, I've been completely innocent. So with my chin up, I insist people pay more attention. I've lost count of how many grievances and complaints I've done regarding so many circumstances. but more will have to continue to be. I have no idea if someone has been very dishonorably behind my back, illicitly benefiting or illicitly enriching to their convenience from what they conspiratorially and obviously put me through. Me and both my sons should be the ones being compensated. Me and both my sons should be the ones being indemnified. Me and both my sons, and probably more people in my family, have been the ones being put directly through too much pressure, through too much injustice, through too much abuse, through too much conspiracy against us. I've insisted numerous times, if they have cameras, to check their cameras. The response is no, that they can't do that. Well, why not? Criminal charges should be against the people that they are allowing be part of this. Sometimes it could be $1, sometimes $5, sometimes it's $8, sometimes it's $10 or $11. The one of today was over $14.44. Of course I'm going to be upset. Of course I'm going to be irate. There's been times when things were so hard on us that I had to beg you for pennies and nickels to be able to buy food for my sons and for me. And one of the reasons I insist that people have to pay attention, put attention. Let me give you an example. Cereal. If there's a specific box of cereal that is usually $6 or $7, as it is pretty expensive. So when it comes to a sale, it's like, whoa, well, of course you're going to put attention, right? For example, it happened again, a sale 2 for $5, you get a box. But then they don't know the price. Of course you're going to say something. If you do the math, for example, 6 something minus 250, that's almost what, almost over $4. This is just a rough example, simple estimate, not exact numbers, okay? But then if there's another item that is marked on sale, for example, at $1.79, and then they price it at over $2 to $3. Or if there's other items that are on sale, for example, at 79 cents, and they price them at $1 to $2. I mean, do the math, people. Do the math. And as an example, is another example. If in one given item, that as it is might possibly be already through regular charge being overcharged, say for example an item of $5 that is usually in the majority of stores around $2.50, as it is, you're like, whoa, it's $2.50 more, but okay, if I don't have the means to go get it at another store, I guess I have to get it there. But then if they have, for example, a sale of that item advertised at $1.50, but then they don't honor that sale, for example, a given week, and if they sold, for example, 1,000 items of that amount, do the math to see how much money they're cheating, not just from me, but from other customers as well. I'm not sure if this was the right moment for me to do the video. I've had a very tough evening, a very tough night. It is not the first time they put me through a lot of pressure that it's obvious they trigger possible PTSD conditions. I mean, they abuse my medical conditions. Some of them already even know me. Oh, ahí viene otra vez. Oh, there she goes. Es que usted, es que ya la conocemos. Es que we know you, ma'am. It's because you're going to say something. Oh, it's because, is this one? Or some people that ask me, is it okay? Is it all right? Like, why should I have to go walk with pain, with my swollen knees, with a very aching back to do their job when it's their job to move, to walk, to go verify, to check whatever errors either they or their employees are doing? And by now they should have already figured out that there's something going on with a variety of prices changing in a way that there's possible conspiracy against the people or the person in charge of marking items in the store. unless it were a very unfortunate situation that person might be careless and racist. But I don't know. Giving this person the benefit of the doubt or these people based on how circumstances are happening, it seems as if there's either possible abuse against that employee or some conspiracy because they want him or her out of that store. But the fact is that I'm being affected. I'm being put through circumstances. I have medical conditions. I've been multiple times being cheated from proper refunds, including of money refunds that should have gone either giving me back to me either cash or through debit. And it's been quite a hassle because I get very upset when they've had to refund either a few dollars or more or cents to that EBT Lone Star card. And let me tell you, people, especially because we're a struggling family, if there's something they should not abuse, is a special funds like that. Might be food stamps, EBT, Lone Star, whatever additional type of forms of currency for low income struggling families. It's still purchase, it's still money, still valid currency. It's abusive of the ones that take advantage. So they get very upset, but even if it's a food stamp card, that Lone Star card, hey, if it's a refund, put it back. But there was a lot of times where they refused to give me a proper refund. And the disadvantage that I have on the receipts is that if sometimes the ink is so wore off, but if the ink wears quickly, waiting for someone to attend this or to respond, I tell them, who else do I tell? They have some numbers there, but throughout the times I've made calls, I've left messages, no one returns the calls nor attends the messages. Some things have gotten fixed, others haven't gotten fixed. The situation keeps on getting worse in some aspects. I have been the one directly affected in a variety of ways. Both my sons, the one that helps me more in the store inside and the one that has to wait out more because of his more severe medical conditions. How abusive of the ones that they are aware we're a struggling family. I have felt pressured to over-explain situations. I have been pressured to be firm, to raise my voice when necessary, mirroring how several of them direct their tone. Or just recently it's come to a point where if it's true in any way there's camera systems in these stores, look at your cameras. Look at your cameras and realize what dishonorable and despicable people have been giving me a hard time, have been retaliating against me. And this just triggers more trauma and flashbacks from the people from the Homeland Security, from Immigration Customs Enforcement, from the prior Border Patrol, from the prior U.S. Customs and federal court systems, and so many other people, including a variety of authority and other entity departments that have taken advantage of circumstances, punishing me or punishing my family, going against us while how long we've been innocent. It's been hundreds of situations mishandled, affected, and thousands of injustices. But regarding the concern, I mean, to the owners of the San Eli Supermarket-Fabens branch, Fabens, Texas, you gotta indemnify me. You gotta pay me. If there's any bit of you or any of you, excuse me, I'm very affected. This has been a very tough night, a very tough evening. If you have any sort of integrity, why haven't you attended these concerns? Why do you fail to assist these situations without discrimination? Why have you not indemnified me? Why do you continue to allow this to happen? I have no idea in what way or how this is possibly conspiratory, or if the owners of this San Eli supermarket store are purposely and in a criminal way using me or creating circumstances against me, trying to do some sort of action against me, or or to illicitly benefit or enrich from what they're putting me through, but it's dishonorable. You must indemnify me. And to correspondence, if someone of the Attorney General or through other divisions looks at this video, my name is Janet Reyes. I am mother of Diego Daniel Armenta and of Juan Ulises Diaz. This is not the first grievance. This is not the first complaint. This is not the first circumstance that I've been put through in my family and that I have escalated in regards. It's been a lot through the years, either in different towns, different cities, different states, different areas, different addresses. But I have stood for my rights. The difference is I was extremely discriminated. If somehow you identified other people thinking it was me, well, that goes on those people because they're the criminals and also the ones that misverified or that didn't put attention to details. For example, another situation that is very concerning. Several months ago, oh God, excuse me, I'm very affected. Having to go in there, I have medical conditions. I had been through a situation of abuse of power by some sheriffs that stopped me. They did that without probable cause. We're doing a search and seizure on the vehicle, and it's just very extreme how the whole situation's affecting us throughout. Well, they triggered another situation of pain, of trauma, another injustice. But things don't get done on their own. As a mother, I had to feed my children. I had to go buy groceries. So as it is, I go into the store. I needed some water. I couldn't reach the water. I ended up just choosing to buy only at least the minimum items possible for my health, so I could come back and attend my sons, my family. And then trying to walk towards the register, I thought I was gonna faint, and I was gonna lean on a post they had close to some heated foods, and I was nearly gonna fall on my face, and I found out that post was completely loose. Severe safety hazard for a store, severe probable liability if there's injury to employees or to other people. Multiple times I called it to their attention. They were extremely upset at me. I even felt accused. Well, main managers, or supposedly main managers, made me feel guilty, telling me that the post was never to lean on, like trying to make me feel guilty, when the other employee said that post has had a problem and issues for a very long time already, both possible electric and of other type. And let me tell you, as a family, we're going through a lot, and I recurred to ask for assistance even from the general public, being innocent of how I've been discriminated, including because of false accusations and other matters that have to do with family and with other people involved against me. But I insist regarding my rights, or when situations come across and that we're a family in need, because we are completely innocent of, to, for, from, and in absolutely everything. Well, there is possibility that they didn't fix the matter of the post. The post meaning the possible wood electric post. And several more times I called it to their attention, and they were extremely furious about it. They were upset. And I told them in good faith, like, what if there's an accident? What if it falls on top of a mom, of a dad, of a child? What if the store has, what if there's an electrical shortage? What if the store catches fire or something? They were upset. Why should they get upset when you tell them of something of immediate attention or importance? It's like many things affecting me here where we live and the circumstances that we're being through. I have not ever been negligent intentionally. is there's been a lot of cheating against me, a lot of injustice. We were forced through horrific hardships. We've been very attacked of our health, of our rights. So let me say to you, it's very different when someone purposely is negligent to respect rights and to attend immediate needs that have a way of being attended than to what is happening to us. Affected, concerned, worried, even about medical care because of so much malpractice we've been put through. Concerned regarding ongoing consumer rights issues and other type of situations. For example, through this San Eli Supermarket food store branch of Fabens, Texas, that situations keep on occurring and keep on occurring and keep on happening. Sometimes they are addressed, sometimes they aren't. And the type of pressure, the type of tension, the type of hostility and how they've been handled seems against me. It just seems with so much, it seems like discrimination or despite somehow. I don't know what is the situation. I don't understand their hate and upsetness towards me whenever situations come across, or whenever I tell them about something's wrong with the price, or if they have to honor a sale or something else. I am innocent if there's dishonorable employees. I am innocent if there's competition within departments of the stores or within employees of the stores. I am innocent if there's retaliation and very dishonorable cheating against me. That seems obvious. It cannot be a coincidence. I mean, why? It seems that almost every time we go in there and do our shopping, as if something's happening. I'm affected. I have medical conditions. Right now, I have contra severe migraine, and this is trauma. I know not if I should possibly have waited to make the video a different way, but I see, sometimes I feel they do it on purpose to trigger or seizures or a heart attack or a heart seizure of so many that I've been through unattended. It's abusive. Who is the owner of the Fabens, Texas San Eli Supermarket branch store? Who is the manager of the Fabens, Texas San Eli Supermarket food store? Does anyone know the name of the proper individual and a phone number where they will not discriminate me? I mean, given these circumstances, I think I should even stop trying. In good faith, but extremely affected and very concerned, I will move on to insist with grievances, reports, and complaints, or what may be possible. But by now, they should indemnify me. And not just once. It's been multiple occurrences, numerous years. Very suspicious, as more things affecting us for quite some time already. How many times did they take advantage also of my mom? Of how many more people have they taken advantage? Or was it that they're only doing this on purpose to me, to my mom, and to more of my family? Pay attention, people. Check your receipts. Pay attention, especially when there's a sale advertised. Pay attention, whether you pay with cash, with Lone Star, with EBT, with food stamps, with pennies, with nickels. Pay attention. There's been situations, for example, with soda. Since when, here in Texas, have they been permitting for tax to be applied on soda? through food stamps. The way I was told is that, and the way I've come to understand, and please leave a comment if this is incorrect, but if it's purchasable, for example, through Lone Star ABT food stamps, it's a purchase and it's non-taxable. Well, then people said that they had the authority to charge tax, including through food stamps, if it's, for example, for soda and other items. Not with those words, but worded in a way that's exactly what they meant, because they did not want to honor another situation that happened with some sodas. And let me tell you, sometimes we can afford to buy sodas. It's rare when we buy them, because as it is, we have to get assistance. But depending on the foods that a person eats, sometimes it's necessary for one to have a bubbly or a soda or a drink that has this type of gas. It helps. It acts some sort of like a, how can I say it? It assists the digestive system depending on the foods you eat. Especially, for example, if you eat, in some situations, pizza or other food that may be a little bit greasy than other foods. Well, some type of sodas, if they're carbonated enough, they assist you to get out of the body what needs to be out of the body and to get it out quick, and you're good without any problems to your health. At least I'm speaking from personal experience regarding this. And bodies are different. I don't know how it goes in other people. So every now and then, some sodas and carbonated drinks are a justified purchase, including through Lone Star ABT or food stamps. But what I was in disagreement of and thought very suspicious is why the tax, and since when was the tax so expensive? We're not talking about the typical 8.25%. No, we're talking about a whole, like, more than double that. That also occurred in another situation, and while doing the math, they were stubborn, not wanting to honor a sale price of some sodas. On top of that, it was the overcharge that they kept on explaining to me, that because they had supposedly authority to charge tax on soda even if it was through food stamp card, which made absolutely no sense. And on top of that, that by doing the math, it didn't add up. It was way higher than that 8.25%, way higher than the tax applied on a variety of miscellaneous items. Has this happened to anybody else? I mean, people, I need some support here. I need some backup. I need some... Is anyone else paying attention to the receipts, people? This may be a long video, but it's very justified as every other video that I've ever made. And I'm innocent from the private videos that were not to be meant for upload by the despicable people that stole my phone, that stole evidence, videos, pictures, and other information that has been to my defense, and it's just very suspicious. Please, to the corresponding people of the Attorney General, that as it is, they must be well aware of, because I've done numerous grievances, reports, and complaints on a variety of things. We need an advocate, and there's been too much. A lot of people came at us, and excuse me, when I said came at us, I mean to say affected us through too much injustice, crimes, harm, and situations. The reality of the racism, of the retaliation, of the discrimination, of the abuses of power, of the abuses of possible qualifying of immunity through a variety of entities, departments, agencies, commissions, court systems, and other places. It's been very abusive and extreme against me. Too much cheating. But I feel like that story of David and Goliath. But it's not just one Goliath in this situation. is a whole army of Goliaths. And I feel like a very tiny, itsy bitsy tiny David that doesn't even have a pebble to throw at these people. And what I have are my rights, truths, details, and facts that will always defend me and protect me, and that prove us true and innocent of this all. Does anybody know who is the owner of the San Eli Supermarket-Fabens Tx branch? Is there anybody that will, for reals, attend this type of concerns to the Texas Attorney General? Or is it going to be like the other things where they get unattended, where we get some sort of victims numbers that they have abused against me because they know what treason and injustices have been against my origin, against my documents, and similar way against my sons? So in numerous things, we haven't been indemnified, we haven't been permitted to claim what's ours, we haven't been able to get access to claim our funds, settlements, accounts, etc. So after a while of unclaimed money, it's either other people that claim it supposedly, or state or federal agencies supposedly. I do not know if true or false, but they claim it or get it. Which this has been some revolving, non-stop recurring situation, that it is obvious that there have been groups or entities of extremely dishonorable people, including through corresponding stores, entities, agencies, groups, court systems, departments, organizations, from local to regional to district to county to state to federal to governmental to international and beyond, up to intergalactic, for the reason that I was categorized as Mexican alien or as alien. Both ways. I mean, is there such a species? I'm a citizen with rights. Both my sons are also citizens with rights. I am an extremely affected woman, Texan citizen, single mother, orphan with medical conditions, innocent of, to, for, from, and in absolutely everything. My sons are also innocent and affected directly or indirectly in similar form. Enough has been enough for way too long. And it has been extremely abusive of the ones that have denied me assistance, that have denied me support, that have denied me assistance either through proper ombudsmen or advocates or assistance, because we are people with disabilities. It's been hundreds of crimes and thousands of injustices. This is why, through my pro se defense, I did insist, and I have been persistent also regarding the redress of grievances. And I have reason to believe, and it's more than obvious, that it's been convenient to a lot of people and other racist correspondents to ignore me and to discriminate me, to allow time to pass and to pass, either to slide off responsibility or to say that the time for proper compensation or for claims has passed, when the way I see it, being truthful, exactly how things are, there's been an ongoing conspiracy. This is still affecting me. So absolutely no statutes of limitations should affect against me. It's the opposite. I should be permitted to retract. We should be permitted to settlements, to compensations, to indemnizations, to press charges and file charges against the people that have hurt us, that did conspiracy against us, that did false accusations against us, the ones that stole our funds, our money, possible compensations against the people that in conspiracy prejudiced and prejudiced regarding claims, regarding causes, regarding tickets, regarding grievances, complaints, reports, alerts. I mean, I'm not a puppet. I'm a woman. I'm a citizen with rights. And there's been a lot of people that have somehow turned things against me, that because of matter with my mom, or that because it matters with my grandmas, or that because it matters with the other people, whether they were family or not, the ones that look like us, and retaliation from aggressors that hurt us a lot, and misunderstandings that happened because of the several groups of alikes that were used against me, and there was possibly injustice against more people. But I've been the one always in this position, always in good faith, willing to say for my rights, for the rights of my sons, and also clarify in the event there was injustice against more people. But I'm innocent if other people haven't cared or don't want to or aren't willing. Well, it's obvious that because they're possibly hiding something, or because they got something in exchange for having done treason or conspiracy or false accusation against me, against my family or something, or the ones that attack their mental health and our rights and our body's health. I mean, there's even been deaths in our family. I get very nervous with these things, and I've been put through too much, including by a variety of people that said we're family, and by a variety of people that have looked like me and like more of my people in my family. But separate from the aggressors, the racists, and the conspirators, very abusive people that have taken advantage of me and that took advantage of my sons that are more of my family, I mention again, we are innocent of, to, for, from, and absolutely everything. Is there more people that still have integrity that can be of assistance? It hasn't been once. It has been recurring too many times, numerous times throughout years. It's not the first time. And they were also abusive to more people in my family, different ways. When it comes to matters that have to do with money, with rights, one of the biggest disappointments that I've had to face is that the people we trusted most, either sometimes through family, through friendships, through religion, through law enforcement, through court systems, some of them were the ones that cheated against our rights the most, that were the most racist to and against us, that did most treason and conspiracy